Throughout the entire crowdfunding campaign, I've seen people claim that Heroquest's 2020 release was too woke, but was it really? I don't think that Heroquest did get woke in the unnecessary and negative way that most people think of when they hear that term. It did get updated to fit into current times and be more inclusive, but without the game being ruined in any way. In the tweet thanking us backers, you can see that all heroes except for the iconic barbarian are shown to be female variants in that picture. Criticisms that I've seen have revolved around Heroquest's female dwarf, the new female orcs, and about some more of the stretch goal miniatures.
This is the thing, it's just a little bit weird with sort of modern stuff. It doesn't seem to be able to just produce something for the hell of it that's going to be escapism entertainment or escapist entertainment without having this bloody gender politics coming into it. Not a problem, this. But I just think it's really weird why this has even needed to rear its head. There's been someone in the boardroom who said, oh yeah, we'll bring out Heroquest again. Heroquest 25th did all the work for us. Let's bring that out. Everyone will love that. That was really popular. How can we make it more popular? Oh, we tick the diversity box. I mean, is that all that's bloody required?
But first, some news about the dragon that we may or may not be getting via a Wired interview with Joe Manganiello.
Sirdeathvids_arts. What would be a fearsome and evil name for a black dragon? And what kind of a gem would you give him? Ooh, good question. So I actually just answered this question. So I designed a quest book for the relaunch of Heroquest. I named the black dragon Venom, Venim, which I like. She should take that. And I would think, I don't know, for a gem, I would give the black dragon a giant amethyst. Some gigantic, huge, massive amethyst that had some sort of like, even in darkness, had some sort of like magical ability to create light from the inside, almost like a pulsing, but it's just the way that the light shifts and hits it. But even in the dark, you can see the light sparkling inside somehow. It's got its own kind of thing going on. Anyway, there you go.
Firstly, the female dwarf was merely an extra hero and didn't at all replace the original male dwarf. The dwarf from the 1990 version also had darker skin if you look at the card closely, so the dwarf is still staying true to the original game. The great thing about miniatures is that you can paint them however you like, regardless of what the box art shows. I've strayed away from box art, and my own miniatures look very nice sometimes. I've also seen some people do some pretty cool stuff, like making Tyranids look like crabs or turning a beholder into a zombie. The gender-swapped heroes were an extra thing that got thrown in for free just for buying the game off Hasbro's website, and I'll always welcome getting new free miniatures despite a large pile of unpainted minis. It's exactly the same for the stretch goal miniatures too, more heroes and even more variants of the monsters in different sculpts. For the female mummies, guess what? Queens were mummified too, and that Dread Sorceress will have many uses beyond just this game, especially for representing a sly necromancer in D&D.
I just think it's weird. Just make the thing as it bloody was. But fair enough if young girls are playing it, they can have a character that resembles more themselves. But is this being made for a new audience or is this being made for the original audience? Because I don't imagine any child's going to spend 150 bloody quid on a board game.
Yes, the elf is female now too in the default party, but in my opinion that doesn't make any difference. Even if the set was purchased in stores later without the bonus gender-swapped heroes, having one female hero in the party doesn't change anything. In the original 90s release, all heroes were male, so a female player would just pretend that the mini looked different, or substitute in a different miniature.
Next! Dwarf! Introduce yourself to your companions.
Sense. That makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah, it does
okay.
make sense.
I'm a dwarf, and my name is, well, I just went with Tiffany because I couldn't think of anything
Tiffany
else.
the dwarf.
Tiffany the dwarf, how very
Oh,
creative.
no, that makes sense because dwarves are all about their treasure and Tiffany diamonds.
And you can call me Tiff for short.
The same thing applies here, and you cannot be telling me that using imagination is impossible for a fantasy board game. I have no issue with the female orcs either, because they fit a different fantasy style. The Warhammer orcs didn't need genders, because like the 40k orcs, they are part fungus and reproduce that way, while these new orcs fit more of a Warcraft fantasy style where their two genders look distinct to one another.
The diversification, there's female orcs and all that sort of thing in it. It's just weird, and I don't mean that, just like trans and stuff is weird. I've not got a problem with that sort of thing at all. No problem. I've got trans fans and homosexual fans for my channel, and all people of all colours, but I just think this is unnecessary. And actually, you pay more for those extra miniatures, so they could have made it a tenner cheaper if they just kept it to the original. You see that wizard screen in there, that's not a female wizard. wizards, you're not getting 2 wizards. So basically, it's still basically a patriarchal society presided over by a masculine despot.
I have no complaints about the orc bard either. Orcs have been a playable race in D&D for a long time. It also seems to me like the bard has specific strengths and weaknesses / different stats, so he doesn't fall under the recent changes to D&D 5e that I disagree with, where all races including kobolds were given the same base stats. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on my points, even if you disagree with me. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do give me a like and a sub, because that really helps me out, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye!